Phones off,
Yep.
TV on. Give me a heads up when we're ready. Okay, good afternoon. Today is Monday, December 16th, and this is the meeting of the Library Trustees. With me today are Betsy Perry, the Library Director, and our trustees, Aidan Heffernan, myself, Joanne Geneva, and Lisa Kane. It is now 3:34, and if we could call the meeting to order.
Yep, so first order of business is the minutes, right?
That is correct. Does anyone see any issues with the minutes as they are submitted to us today?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. If someone could make a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as prepared.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Let it be noted that the minutes were accepted unanimously. So we will move on to our reports, which means you, Betsy.
All right. So we had a lovely November for youth services. We didn't have any snow events until we hit December, so that was fine. So she's got her numbers on here. So 25 children's programs with a total of 250 people in attendance. We did reschedule Deb Hudgens from December 2nd to the 30th because of the snow. Story times are on a break until the new year, so Miss Shannon can have a vacation, and because of all the holidays just fall right in the middle of the week there. The new programs we're doing for the LSTA grant are going nice. The Art of Science and the Science of Cooking, which are for like little, not tiny kids, but 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds, are going very nice. We're getting good sign-ups for those.
Excellent.
As well as the teen cooking ones continue to have good attendance. Let's see. Teens and tweens for November, 4 teens programs, 24 teens in attendance, which is nice for them. She's working on scheduling the final tween yoga because that I think was the 3rd, and we were still struggling with snow then. And that's the final one for now because we weren't going to reschedule, or we weren't going to schedule any because of the winter, and then we'll see. But we were not getting good numbers for those, so we might not even pick them up again.
Quick, how did that Crazy Eights program end up running?
Good. It was really. We are going to do it again, and we've got I think 6 kids signed up for the next session so far. And it's all different material. So we tried to express that to them in case, because some of the kids who really loved it, we were like, we'll come back. It's going to be completely different.
Okay, great.
So we ended up with maybe 7 kids at the end. I think we started with 10 to 12, somewhere in there. And so next time we're going to take more, we're going to take over the number that we're supposed to, in the theory that we'll end up with the number we're supposed to by the time everybody doesn't come,
Right.
And we might have pushed it back half an hour or two. I think that was another suggestion. Because it might have been tight for kids who got off the bus and then have to get driven over. So
Okay. Yep.
we were adapting, but we are doing it again.
Okay.
And I think there's at least 3 different curriculums for that.
Excellent.
So we'll be able to at
that's
least have
great.
another session next fall with a different curriculum. And I think, because there's 2 different age groups too, and I think those are completely different curriculums too, so we could offer, because we were just running the little kids first, and we were going to do the big kids maybe added on.
And big kids like 10 to 12 age group, or not quite that
Honestly,
old?
don't remember.
Okay.
Maybe not quite that old, because this is like real little kids. This is like 5, 6, 7, so it could be like 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
And
I
would you
don't
do
know
that
by
again in
heart.
the fall or in the spring, or?
Probably we'd wait till fall. You're not allowed to do it during the summer. That's one of their stipulations, is you can only do it during the school year, which is an interesting stipulation.
Yeah.
It's free. We'll follow the rules.
Yeah,
Right.
so we'll see. Because we could theoretically do another one in March, April, May. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the next session goes. We have a fair amount of time before we have to worry about, I say that, but it's not true. It'll be
Right.
March before you know, and we'll be working on that next newsletter. So.
Okay.
But it's good. And then Lori did bring a student who was working on some community service hours they need for Honor Society too to help her out. So maybe she'll bring them back next time. They helped her the last
Great.
couple of weeks, which I think was having another set of hands was a good thing.
Good.
So. All right, so that was good.
We have one more Bon Appetit.
For the year, yeah, she's got more scheduled out for January, February. And the kids like them. We're getting good turnouts. Like I said,
Good.
that's 10 out of 12 spots.
Yeah.
So
And what's the topic of this one? I'm always curious.
I think it's hot chocolate because she did hot chocolate last week for the science of cooking for the little kids. She just kind of tweaked it and same concept, same materials, and it worked out well.
Perfect
We're
time of year
amassing-
for hot chocolate.
Yeah, we're amassing quite the kitchen supplies, which I'll talk about that later. I can talk about it now because it's my turn anyway. It's not even on a thing. We're gonna get rid of the kitchen table because we don't ever use it. Nobody wants to sit there. It's terrible.
So you don't want to sit right outside the bathroom
No.
to have your break?
Plus the fact that it's always covered with stuff. And I ordered, but it's not in yet, like a rolling Rubbermaid cart that will fit under that hole, and then we can use. So last week, Shannon was carrying the microwave across the library, and I was like, "Could we get a cart?"
Yeah.
So, and hopefully, it was hard to tell, but it has adjustable shelves. We'll be able to keep the popcorn machine on the bottom of it, which will solve that issue of where to store the popcorn machine. But then when she does have to move stuff, she can just push it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But this table serves no purpose here, and we can get the cart will fit nicely measured and everything, so it'll fit under the counter.
Great.
Excellent.
It was ridiculous. And then for the next 2 days, our pickup going, "Where's the microwave?" And we had to go heat up our lunch in the meeting room.
That works.
I'm gonna put that back. It was a nice trip for the microwave.
Everybody
Okay.
deserves a vacation.
Yeah.
Even the microwave.
It gets sad in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
but it still got used, so
Yeah.
it didn't get a vacation. It
It's
just
true.
worked. It was
True.
working remotely.
Yes.
There we go.
All right, so November, I had a lot of meetings, but I had a lot of nice back-to-back ones, which are always fun. So you have 2 meetings in one spot.
We transitioning to the
Director's report.
director's report?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
just want to make sure.
I did a mandated reporting webinar. Not a mandated reporter. That was my takeaway. So that was good to know.
You're not.
No,
Interesting.
it was a really short webinar after that. They were like, short version? No. I was like, okay. But they gave you some tools and things like that. So it was interesting. And it was good to know. City of Mars Users Council was fine, followed by Central Mass Library Advocates meeting. I did a census webinar, which is oddly fascinating. Local Directors Roundtable at Sturbridge, followed by the Central Mass Library Advocates Programming Roundtable, or Programming Committee. Fun fact. So they're going to have our second annual trivia in the spring. And last year I lobbied hard for us to have it at the Dudley Gendron, but former Senator Brewer, who was emceeing, didn't want to drive this far. So they had it in Barry. But he's not emceeing this year. That's going to be in Gobi. And so we got it.
Nice.
So we can have it. Well, you guys can have a team. I have to
All right.
But you guys can have a team. Yeah, they had a lot of people last year. They had like over 100. So
Wow.
they're like, it's going to be big enough. I was like, yeah, well, it's like 150 easily. So
Yeah.
so
Nice.
it's it's like May 1st, I think. So we have some time, but it's exciting because I don't want to drive far. That's why I didn't go last year because I didn't want to drive to Barry. So so I'm excited about that. That was not important. CBMR's Executive Committee, which was actually followed by Personnel Committee. I didn't put that on there. We're almost done. They've had a lot of staff changes at CWMRs this year, and some retirements, and some unexpected sick retirements. We're almost done restructuring and getting all the positions. Almost done. Department heads was here, and it was like 20 degrees warmer in this room. It was nice. And Shannon and I went to Whitensville Library's 175th anniversary program at noon last Tuesday. There was only cake. There was no food.
Oh.
Point of order. Okay. It was a nice cake.
There was cake.
Yes.
That's nice. Quick question, the census webinar, is that just so that you're prepared to ask questions about the census for patrons or other concerned people
Yeah.
locally?
Because this is the first time you can respond electronically.
Oh.
Which is very interesting. So, yeah, and I'm still hoping to get a speaker for March, so I was kind of hoping for a lead on that. I've got other leads. But yeah, I want to have that fits in my civic literacy series to have a census speaker in March.
That would be good.
It's a thrilling series I have going.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's very interesting. It's a lot of moving parts. So we had 8 adult programs with 80 participants, which was nice. I don't know if I had anything that was terribly groundbreaking. I don't think so. As far as programs, it was just our normal stuff. And December's been pretty quiet so far, although Shannon did. It was the last scheduled adult DIY as part of the adulting grant, and she had like 7 or 8 people that she taught to knit last week, so that was
Oh, good.
exciting. Let's see, what else? Yeah, and my registration numbers are really strong for January and February. I'm considering, well, don't worry about that. So I'm considering adding some more sessions of some of the crafts because they're just full. So that's what. I've got 4 people who've already picked their recipes for the January cookbook club, so it's super exciting. I'm not going to push it till after the new year because people are too busy right now if they're not thinking about it. So, but we have a lot more interest in that. So super excited. We're very excited about cookbook club. We're booking. I booked gardening programs March, April, May, and then trying to plan out the rest of the year now that we know that we have the off grant. Trying to book it out as much as possible so I don't have to worry about it. Done. Friends did very well on Chain of Lights with the Fudge Lady. They have a raffle right now till Wednesday. So it's 2 of their mugs, a blanket, a gift card, or a scratch ticket tree, and Valco ornaments if you want to buy some tickets before you leave. There's lots of mugs and blankets available if anybody wants to purchase them.
How much are the mugs and how much are the blankets?
The blankets are $40, the mugs are $16 a piece.
Okay.
They make great Christmas gifts.
Yeah.
I know. I got some.
Get more. So we were awarded the $10,000 literacy grant from the Osterman Family Foundation.
Congratulations.
We're super excited about that. That's going to enable us to bring back Apple Tree Arts because we haven't had them in a couple of years because we just haven't had the money. So
Oh.
that'll be very exciting. I wrote in here, but then it's also on the back of your agenda because they just sent that, and I got it in the mail this morning. They'll save the date for the legislative breakfast, which is Friday, February 28th at 8 a.m. in Dudley. Looking forward, as I was doing our action plan for FY21, because I had to submit that to the MBLC because of the next year, or because of the preservation assessment LSTA grant. We're going to need a new long-range plan for FY22 to 27, which will be due to the MBLC by next October 1st. So I'll probably need 6-ish months to work on that, but I figure we can start in April after we've done the LSTA grant. I think that'll work out nicely.
So you get community members to be on that committee?
Yep. And it was funny, after I wrote that the other day, the people who had served on the committee last time were coming in, and I was like, man, they were such a nice committee. So
It was.
could get them again. It was a good plan. Let's see. So yeah, so we have time to think about if we only need maybe 3 or 4 people. It's not a huge, and it's only a couple meetings. It's really not a huge commitment, so I don't feel too bad asking people. So there's that. One of you guys will have to take the fall and do it too.
Okay.
Be the trustee liaison. Still working with the tech guys on that deep freeze. As of last week, they are ordering it. Debbie Jake's got the whole building new soap, paper towel, toilet paper dispensers, and air fresheners. Very excited about that part. It's behind the door in the public restroom, but it actually freshens up the whole area. And it's very exciting. So yeah, it's going to be a cost savings for that, and plus we don't have to put batteries in the paper towel dispensers, which we're eating D batteries like candy. So good. There's hand sanitizer, and we have paper towel and soap in the kitchen area. And the toilet paper is coreless, so it's super exciting. It just like goes down, and then you just pop a new one in. You don't even need a key to get the toilet paper, which is like very exciting because it was a pain to get the key to put the toilet paper. It's the little things. We had some wet carpet, but it dried. So, just noting it.
Do
That
we
was a
know
weird new spot.
why?
No, I assume it was just because it was wet. But there's a leak in the building office in that corner of the building too. So, but because there was nothing on the walls and there's nothing in the ceiling, it's just the floor. It's weird. It's a weird leak.
That's new and different.
Yeah, never had a leak in that corner before.
Okay.
No risk to any of the books getting,
No,
Just to the carpet.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a new and interesting.
we
one.
use indoor outdoor carpet in the library though, right?
So it's just worth noting. And John Kuchar said last week he ordered us a new door, complete new door.
Finally. Yeah, that's great.
So it's exciting. That was all I had to say. I wrote down
Okay.
new door.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
So shall we move on to circulation?
It's not a bad month.
Wrong. There we go.
Yeah, you've got your books or your physical materials there, and your electronic are way further back on the back of something else.
Yeah.
Do you have any concerns about any of the numbers? They look good to me.
It was a pretty solid month.
Yeah.
It went quick. I don't know where it went.
Yeah, no, it did.
November usually does.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless anyone has any questions, we can move on.
No questions.
Good.
All right, which means we're on to budget.
Yeah, we got a lot of them.
Okay.
And for the second month in a row, that part-time number is right even
Yeah,
with the
no.
other ones. I couldn't believe it.
It's amazing.
Looks great.
Now it's kind of weirding me out at this point, but
Yeah. Any concern, so no concerns, you're right on target for where you wanna be.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've blown through office supplies, dues and subscriptions, as one does.
Well, you just, for dues and subscriptions, they're pretty much tied to the beginning of the fiscal year, aren't they, for
Right.
a lot of them?
Well, that's our association dues, so, and I just paid them all. I had to take a little bit out of some other thing, but that's my MLA and NELA and Shannon's ALA. So
Okay.
that's what it is.
And as far as office supplies are concerned, you're okay with those the way they are?
It is what it is. I mean, we could always use more money. I told them, we had those little round labels that go around the hubs on the books on CD and the DVDs, and I instead bought a $3 pack of metallic Sharpies, and I just used those.
There we go.
Yeah.
I said those labels, they're ridiculously expensive to have those labels, and I was like, write on them with a Sharpie. We're economizing. So, it's working so far.
Good. And in general, no concerns about the budget?
No,
Any
the-
red flags?
No, materials is holding just fine. I mean, that's we're halfway through the year, it's just at half, so
Okay.
it's not so bad. And I've been buying more overdrive content, which is just, it's so weird, because like I had spent $400 the other day, and there's just nothing to show for it, you know,
Oh,
because I
yeah.
just buy it and it goes like right into the catalog, and then I get a bill, and it just, you know it's there, but you can't touch it, and it's weird.
That is, yeah,
So,
I can imagine.
Like, it's just, money's just,
Yeah.
so,
But it's getting used,
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
no, it is.
so,
So,
okay.
it's kind of a mind thing.
All right, on to the STEM grant. I
Yeah.
think that's next.
Yeah. So the only thing was the December science of cooking since last time. we'd goofed it up by 40 cent. No, I had it. It's fine. It evened out at the end, but well, you see it went in and then it came out and then it went in again. So
Okay,
that's all right.
all right.
We ended up paying it.
And gifts?
Guess it's actually good. We had a couple, must have been fine checks from CW Mars and patrons paying their fines, so that's actually up nicely since last month.
Mhm. Okay, and state aid is next.
Yeah, we got our payment, and it's noted there, so it's no longer super sad. And we haven't spent too much in there.
No.
Oh yeah, I had to take $18 out of that to fill in the rest of my MLA membership. That's fine.
And this is the Osterman Family Fund grant?
Yeah, so that one's almost done. I'm assuming Shannon has some plan for the rest of the $273.94 that's in there, but I don't know off the top of my head what it is.
I'm sure she's got something planned for
And
it.
you know what? She's got December teen cooking this week, so I don't know what else she's gonna do, but yeah.
It will be put to good use.
Yep. Yeah, and I think probably by the end of the year we'll have the check for the next calendar year for the literacy grant.
Great.
Very quickly, just, I know it's, literacy grant's gonna cover what types of activities for us in the coming year?
I did not print it out, but so a 6-part multicultural series, a 6-part civic literacy series, 2 apple tree art baby sessions, 2 apple tree art toddler sessions. It'll pay for Deb Hudgens for the whole year. Sign language, I think for both children, teens, and adults.
Okay.
I think I had a lot of that. Oh, babies, so parents. Maybe sign language for everybody. There was a lot of
Okay.
sign language in there. Cooking for teens and adults, and maybe something else. I don't have the list on me. That was a
Okay.
lot of stuff, though.
Great. So much programming.
Which we can talk about that during the budget too. That's fine.
All right. On to the code of conduct.
Yeah. So only changes on the first 2 pages there. In case you're wondering why your 3rd page has no marks on it, it was fine. So, and I almost laughed when I saw the part where it was like food and beverages are not allowed, because we always have food and people have food and drinks all the time, and we don't ever worry about it. So I was like, reasonable quantity.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Added in the vaping, which Pam had brought to my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Was someone trying to vape in the library?
No, but she was at a circulation meeting,
Okay.
and that was brought up as a issue that some other libraries are having. So no, I don't even know what they look, honestly. I don't even know what they look like. I'm not sure I would
There's a
recognize.
wide variety of,
They look like all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
from
I'm sure I would
pens
recognize
to
it.
USB drives to,
Yeah, but no. We are extremely lucky in the issues that we don't have that other libraries do.
yeah.
Extremely lucky.
Okay. All right, so those 3 changes that are highlighted in yellow are the only changes to the code of conduct policy at this time?
Make a motion?
Yes.
So, I'll make a motion to approve the revised code of conduct policy as highlighted in yellow in our copies.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Let it be noted that it was approved unanimously. And now, children in the library is the next, oh, that was part of code of conduct.
Right.
Yep.
So now it's the program policy.
No changes to the first page on that one, but a couple
Right.
changes to the second.
I think that's,
Yeah, just, I think a lot of the things were geared towards children because that was where most of our programming was, but now it's certainly almost a
Right.
50-50
Right.
split. So I changed a lot of where it said child to patron, parent giver to just attendee or caregiver.
mm-hmm,
And this was the thing about popular programming being given to residents of preference to Sutton residents only ever seemed to apply to Apple Tree Arts anyway, which we haven't had, which is so to be interesting to see how it works in the spring, but I think it'll be fine.
Okay. You're not concerned that it will be an issue again going forward?
No, I think
Okay.
it'll be fine.
All right.
You're not putting the note in there, though?
No.
That's just
That was for you
completely
guys.
striked out, that's just,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Any questions on that? All right.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right. I will second that motion. So at this point, the motion is on the table to approve the program policy amendments as noted. All in favor?
I,
Aye. All right. This is approved unanimously. Okay, and on to the budget.
All right, so as I think I probably told you when I sent this out to you, so this, I added a couple hours to the part-time staff, which would enable us to be open till 8 on Wednesdays, which we could really use for programming. And also for the staff, the Saturday staff to come in at 9:45 instead of 10. Because it's always been 10, I was like, why? Now at this point, are we gonna nickel and dime over 30 minutes worth of, payroll? It's tiny amount of money and gives them just the
few minutes to get the library
Yeah.
open before the
Right.
patrons come in at 10.
turn
That
on the
makes
lights,
total
get the book
sense.
drop. And I was
Yeah.
like, why have we not done this by now? So consequently, I level funded everything else.
Okay.
And it's not an issue. I was surprised because usually, we have to raise books and periodicals because it has to be 19% of the total budget in order to get our maximum state aid award. But when I went and looked on the MBLC's website, it said that the part of our CW Mars that we pay specifically toward e-content can be applied to our municipal, or the,
Oh, okay, books and periodicals?
yes, the money, that 19%. So it actually we're covered, because it
Okay,
was
good.
like a significant amount. So it was covered, because I was like, so we didn't have to raise books and periodicals,
Okay.
which was my only concern on that.
All right.
But yes, so in order to keep it as low as possible, and our CW Mars membership went up, like, not very much money. I know I don't have the number in front of me. It was like, what, $300 or something like that. It was not much at all. So, and that I think mostly was because we increased our line speed when we got that new router and stuff earlier in the year.
So just in general, what is the increase? So there's an increase, I know, for probably rates, right? What is our overall increase in the part-time wages from last year?
It's maybe like $5,000.
And that
I don't
includes
bring it up in there.
probably $2,000 of it would have been just the pay rate, so.
Yeah, I don't have the exact number. I didn't bring up last year's, but it's
And it gets us an extra
2 hours and
Evening.
2
2
service
a week,
hours, yeah.
a week, but at night, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially because with the cookbook club, which seems to be like it's going to be popular, that's another thing that's definitely every month, which eats up another one of our 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
So,
Right. So having 3 nights a week will make a huge
Right.
difference.
Yeah.
Good.
and that leaves us open too, maybe sometimes to have a scout group, who desperately needs a meeting room.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right. So do we need to vote on this? Okay, so I will make a motion to accept the fiscal year 2020 library budget as submitted.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, the library budget is unanimously accepted.
all right.
Now, the annual report.
Yeah, from next year to last year. Next year's budget, last year's report.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So.
So yeah, next year we're gonna break that 5,000 program attendance. We are.
I think so.
Yeah, so close.
The cookbook club will do it.
Mm-hmm.
We could let more people into each one of our events, would also do it.
It would if we were able to
Space
do that.
limitations are, what hurts that number.
Wow. Total value of circulation is over $1 million. That's impressive.
Yeah, and that's probably, I think I did the overdrive circs at like $20 a piece, which is kind of lowball depending on, I mean, it's certainly low for what I'm paying for the overdrive books, but probably what the average person would pay for an Amazon book.
Right. Are we hoping for another Unibank donation for a summer concert series?
They're usually pretty good about that. So we did I tell you guys that we got the Cultural Council grant? Maybe. Did I
You
have that
did.
last month?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, but that's $750, so that doesn't cover a ton. So, but I mean, I can always ask Unibank for something else. They're usually good about that.
Good.
I don't know what else I'd need it for. So we'll see. And I've been talking to the Cultural Council about how to lay out concerts this year so we can work in concert.
Yes,
Nice.
Thank you.
So we don't get 2 Beatles groups in
Yeah.
4 weeks?
right.
That was like 3 days. I do have a lead on a Beatles guy for May though, but he's just a lecture guy.
Hmm.
Well, we were just trying to have a variety show.
Yeah.
See which Beatles group was better.
There's
There
one.
we go.
And how are we doing, and I know this isn't, it's part of the annual report, but it's a little bit of an aside on the homebound.
Good. I mean, we certainly keep track. I think people don't want to ask. And you feel, so it's still, we're working on outreach, and we're going to talk to the churches again, now that it's winter, and try to send something home on Meals on Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are just, oh, no, I can make it. Like, no, certainly we have so many people who want to bring you stuff. We have, and more people are always asking all the time, can I help with this? I don't have any, we only have a couple people we're regularly delivering to, and we'd hope to pick up more in the winter, but.
Right. And I'm sure the senior center is well aware. How about putting it out to the schools so that if there are students who are homebound for some reason,
Yeah.
they could be aware of it as well.
Yeah, I will send it to the principals, see if they've got anybody.
Guidance counselors too,
Mm-hmm.
because they're the ones that have their ears to the ground on how that's going.
Yeah.
True, and I didn't talk about it, because it was after I sent you guys this so early, I did go to the Sutton Douglas Community Partnership
yeah.
thing on Thursday, and was a nice turnout from the Douglas Guidance Department again.
Oh, good.
They send like 4 people, it's nice to have an
Wow.
intern.
Yeah, and that's definitely a place to let them know about the homebound delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I did, in the very beginning of that, I changed it, because they just changed their name to Select Board. So I changed that, thinking that this won't come out until next spring, so I updated it for that.
just tiny thing, just if you can get that February to
Oh, I
slide
saw that. Yeah, I
over.
just noticed that now, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh man,
I know,
yeah.
that's like just lame,
that
but
over.
I have a problem, I should probably seek help.
No, I just noticed that too, and I was thinking of mentioning it in case you noticed, then I'll fix it for us. I'll probably put an extra space in there too.
Yeah.
Put blank lines for little things. Yeah, that's one of the newer things in the past, 2 years, when I've had to list out your meeting dates and how many meetings you went to and how much we got in fines and how much we cook and
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
all that jazz.
yeah. I think.
I think the report looks wonderful. Does anyone have questions, additions, comments?
Oh, I think I'm good.
Just out of curiosity, so we just did a big weed of borrowers, didn't we?
They must have done a purge, yeah.
Okay.
I saw that number too, and I was like, must have done a purge.
Mhm. Which, I mean, that's fine. It's still more than a third of the town is using the library.
Right.
And, you know, and sometimes that's just one family member that's checking out for multiple family members, so could be, it's more. So.
Oh, I definitely tell you that's true in my house.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think it's good.
All right.
Make a motion.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the annual report for, this is for fiscal
19.
as submitted.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. The annual report for 2019 is approved unanimously. Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else, any new business?
Did we schedule meetings for January and February?
We did January, we did not do February.
January, just refresh my memory of what we did.
13th.
Okay.
Because Martin Luther King Day is the
Right.
3rd, so we opted early because we're early-ish this month too.
Yep. So then we just need something for February to.
Well, that's what, I am gonna have to go to MLA. I'm gonna be on a panel, on homebound services. So, but that's not till May, but I just forgot to write that down. Pam has declined to help present. The offer was on the table.
So. And so when is that?
The end of May.
Okay.
So it's not, yeah, it's a ways away.
Okay.
There was one other thing.
So 4 weeks.
Would bring us to the 17th of February?
No,
The
the 10th.
10th.
17th is President's Day.
Yeah.
Ah,
So if we
okay.
could do the 10th, 4 weeks is the 10th, or we could go to the 24th. We're back from break, right?
Yeah, either way. Because then there's 5 Mondays in March. So actually, if you went to the 24th of February and then went 4 weeks, you'd be back on to the 23rd of March.
Okay.
So it's not even the last.
Why don't we put all those dates
All right.
down?
So we'll go with February 10th at 3:30,
February 24th,
The 24th.
February
24th.
24th
and
at
then March.
3:30.
And what was that, March what date?
March 23rd.
Yeah. Those should both work.
And then that actually, by the time April rolls around, oh, no, it doesn't matter. There's another holiday in April. I was going to say, would get you back on the 3rd Monday schedule, but no,
Yeah.
throws you off.
It's okay, I will be out of the country on the 16th of March, so
Oh, so that works out good.
All right, so it's Monday, March 23rd at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean,
Okay,
yeah, no, that Patriots' Day is the third Monday in April, so,
Yeah.
and that's just so far away now.
we'll deal with that as we get closer.
Great.
Okay,
Alrighty.
is there anything else? If not, then I will make a motion to adjourn at 4:14.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
What
Thanks,
time is it?
everybody.
4:14?
4:14.